Joel Fleischman, Happy Hour Podcast, episode 157.
Don't you always tap, Jules?
I do. I always tap. It's just a little thing I gotta do.
You've been doing that your whole life?
It's like my little prep, yeah.
She does, I can tell. Cheers.
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 Welcome to Paul O'Brien from CertainTeed joining us today on the pod. First time, I believe. Yes, first time on the pod. Okay, really appreciate you being here. We're really excited. CertainTeed is one of our premier sponsors for the upcoming Grand Expo event, which is next week already.
Which by the time this launches might be in the rearview mirror.
Yeah,
That's correct.
For sure. So, Paul, for those that don't know you, I don't know you, and I'm curious about your background. Tell us a little bit about kind of how you got into this industry.
From what I know about Paul, he's been selling us CertainTeed shingles to Albert. And then I think he was doing it. I think he's lived forever. He doesn't seem to ever age.
Who, Albert?
No, Paul. He doesn't seem to ever age, and he's been our contact for CertainTeed Roofing
awesome.
since I started.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I'll find out if I'm wrong. I don't ever remember having a different CertainTeed Roofing representative.
There was Larry Carlson right before me. I don't know if you remember Larry or not.
Well, give us your bio.
Anyway, my bio. I'm raised right up the road in Eden.
Okay.
All the way 10 miles away or something. So I'm a local guy here.
One of the farms, or O'Brien Farms?
O'Brien Farms,
Yeah.
yep.
Oh,
Pat and Mary, my mom and dad from O'Brien.
Okay.
Which we know them well here at Drexel. Pat and Mary have been great long-term customers.
And I know my dad, back in the day, we would come down here in the 80s and get lumber for the farm and worked with Albert, your dad.
Okay.
And he would actually help us at the front counter and load the truck.
That's true.
Back
very
then.
much, yeah.
Hands-on.
So I'm local, been around. Went to high school at St. Mary Springs in Fond du Lac, and the way I got into the...
We got a WLA and a
just gonna
Springs.
say,
We got the Lutherans versus the Catholics here.
So my kids go to WLA or went to WLA. I've got one at WLA yet.
Fantastic.
The convert.
I
Converted.
I converted.
Yes,
Wow.
2006 is when I graduated. So.
Okay, so my daughter's 23. She graduated from WLA. My son is 21. He graduated from WLA, and I got a senior at WLA.
Okay, fantastic.
So my wife
Shout
is
out to
Lutheran,
the
so I
Fond du
made,
Lac private schools.
I made the
Let's go.
smart move to switch to Lutheran because of my wife. I didn't have a choice in it.
Voluntold.
Anyway, so locally, but how I got started in roofing was one of my best friends in high school. His dad was a roofer in Fond du Lac. This was back, I'll age myself, I graduated in 1986. Okay. So the year after that, the summer is my summer job, roofing for him and his dad. And I'm like, okay, I knew didn't want to be a roofer forever.
Yes.
That was my summer job through college and stuff like that. So, and then I went to college at Stevens Point, got into distribution of roofing and siding.
Okay.
And then in the 90s became a manufacturer's rep for another roofing manufacturer.
Are they still in business? Can you talk about them?
No, they're not in business.
And who was that?
It was Globe.
Yeah, Globe.
GLOB.
Premier.
Globe.
The Premier
Shakes.
Premier Shakes.
Wow.
Good memory.
Wonderful shingles. We
Okay.
stocked them, and my dad still claims they were the best shingles ever made.
When I sold your dad Globe, I was the Globe rep.
There's still some Premier Shakes sitting on some roofs, aren't there?
There are.
Yeah,
Okay.
There are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those shingles lasted.
And the locks, the T-locks, and the diamonds, French method.
Mid-frost screen. I personally delivered a ton of mid-frost
I bet.
screens to roofs in this area.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of frost on the egg business, agriculture.
Another wonderful shingle that that time is lost, right? I guess, or it's lost in time. That they're no longer made by any manufacturer. Correct.
Correct. Nor are the T-locks that I'm aware of are not made. But so in the 90s, I worked for a distributor and then became a manufacturer rep for Globe. And then they went down, and I worked for a distributor down in Milwaukee for 2 or 3 years, and then became the CertainTeed rep. So I've been here 20 years.
So how long have you been the CertainTeed rep?
20 and a half years,
Which
actually.
is what, 2000?
2005 I started.
Well, then he wasn't quite as long. He's been in our... So again, he's been with the Globe, so I remember him from those days. So he's really been calling on us almost nonstop since the late 90s.
Pretty much, yeah. So I been married for 25 years to my wonderful wife, Kelly.
Hi, shout out to Kelly. Shout out to Kelly.
Well, I'm going to do a shameless shout out too.
Okay.
Because she's from Berlin, right over where you bought the 4 Mile lumber.
Yeah.
So she was born and raised on a farm over in Berlin.
In Fairburn? Was she actually raised in Fairburn? Or?
Fairburn? No.
That's where the lumberyard is. That's where the lumberyard, that is a little town called Fairburn.
Okay, I did not know
that. That is actually, we're the largest lumberyard in Fairburn. Population, for those that know, is probably 30 people.
So it's just you and the bar just down the road from you? Is that
Country Inn.
Yeah, Country Inn.
There's 2 businesses, the Country Inn and the lumberyard. One church, and I think 6 houses in Fairburn.
That's good to know. So
you have to tell your wife Kelly that you know where Fairburn.
Fairburn,
Yes. Yep.
And then she owns and operates her store in historic downtown Ripon called Sol Patina. Okay. So it's a home decor clothing store.
Very well known.
Yes.
Yeah, very popular. Yeah. Congratulations to her.
Yeah, so she does that.
Fantastic.
Yep. And I know you
Jules thinks she's going to get a discount now. WLA hookup. I see that coming. I can just tell how Jules' brain works.
I will support.
Did you write that down, Jules? Sol Patina? Yeah.
Do you offer a WLA discount?
Yeah. So then I know you guys had Carbless on the other day, and my daughter and I listened to it. And it was an awesome story. Yeah. My daughter works for Badger as a sales rep. And she calls on them.
So she's also
she distributes for the Carbless product.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty cool. A little connection there.
I'd say.
Also like a distribution rep connection, like second generation, right? Yeah.
So she's following. Yep. So that's kind of my story, and then I've been in with, like I said, CertainTeed. So I've been in the roofing industry since '86 or '87, basically, in one form or another. Okay. So nearly 40 years, 39 years roofing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know a lot of anything else, but I do know roofing.
Hopefully by now you got it down.
Got it down. For sure. What led you to CertainTeed? Kind of like, can you share a little bit about your mission and
So working at distribution, I sold many brands. I mean, 4 or 5, 6 different brands, and even way back in the day, when I installed, we didn't really use CertainTeed. We used another brand. But then once I learned more about what other brands are out there, just in my mind and what I thought was CertainTeed was the best. And I worked at distribution. I'm like, I wouldn't mind being a manufacturer's rep. And CertainTeed was my number one choice.
Okay.
So thankfully, luckily, I got hired 21 years ago at CertainTeed.
Which is pretty rare. I mean, are you the only rep in Wisconsin?
We have 3 roofing reps.
Right, so it's not like there's that many. There wasn't that many opportunities. No. So timing had to be impeccable.
And one thing, the old story with CertainTeed is you retire at CertainTeed. You stay on. Not a lot of people quit.
Okay.
From our position, you retire here.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So
that's interesting.
Yeah. So it's
and do you have the most market share in the country or Wisconsin?
No, not even. Well, that's 2 questions.
It is. Yeah. So, it's a 2-sided question, but I want to know answer.
No.
So you're not the largest shingle. I would have
in the country. Yes. Not even close.
Okay. Who is?
JF would be. They mainly manufacture roofing. They're a roofing manufacturer.
Okay.
With CertainTeed, we're very diverse.
Yeah,
we got a lot of different products. So
we don't, and then that actually scales up to St. Gobain, which is even a larger conglomerate that owns CertainTeed.
Yeah, and St. Gobain owns CertainTeed.
Very similar to Brunswick and Mercury Marine, for instance. It's just a huge conglomerate would be St. Gobain.
Huge. Yeah, and St. Gobain is based out of Paris, France.
Yeah, it's kind of like Brunswick, where it's just like this. They just have branches everywhere, much further than you think. Right?
Yeah, we're worldwide. I mean, I don't know, 50, 60 countries St. Gobain is in.
Yeah.
Okay.
CertainTeed is primarily United States and Canada.
Okay.
But St. Gobain is it's literally a worldwide.
Now roofing
company.
in Wisconsin? Where
we do okay in Wisconsin.
Top 3? Top 1?
Definitely top 3.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely top 3. In roofing, there's basically the top. We call them the big 3 manufacturers, and then you got the other guys.
Right. Right.
So, but we would be in the top 3. And every pocket, every city is different. Some were very good. Some we don't. Some might be another brand.
Yeah.
Right.
So it just depends upon distribution, where it is, and what they sell, and contractors and builders, what they use in a certain city.
Yep. Right? And we've talked about that before on podcasts. Not heavily, but I've been really pondering that. Our industry is really, really slow to change, which literally drives me nuts, as Paul probably knows, that we've had conversations about that. And I get pretty frustrated really quick, or I did at least in my 30s and 40s. I would say a little wiser and older, maybe a little slower to the ball, in a good way maybe. Our industry doesn't change much because we are building and supplying things that people live in or work in or pray in, right? And if it reasonably works, why would you fix it? Because there's a huge risk that if you would switch, it may not work.
Yeah.
And these are things that protect us and care about us. And so if my shingle reasonably works, why would I switch?
Why switch?
Or even if there's a slightly better product out there, my skepticism is extremely high. And I've come to understand that's why our industry is so adverse to change.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember back in the day, we used 3-tab shingles.
Yeah.
And everybody used 3-tab. And then the laminates came out. And the laminates came out 80s, and then a little bit more.
Paul, for joules, let's
Please.
say.
Oh,
Explain to me what that is.
A 3-tab?
Yeah.
Or a
Sure, yeah. I
laminate?
mean, I think it's probably, I would guess the majority of the people listening to this and watching don't know, right? We're such a diverse company.
For sure.
And then if you're not from our industry, I have no idea what that means.
Yeah,
right?
so a 3-tab
And I
shingle,
think that's a challenge with our industry
Yeah.
is using too many manufacturing terms, right? We just go through, somebody comes in for a shingle selection and we go, you want laminate, you want 3-tab, you want pros, and they're like, I lost you at shingle. Right?
Yeah.
And we're already 6 steps into 50 years and 40 years and weights and squares versus bundles and
warranties.
yeah,
and
what
everything
the
else
hell are
that
you
goes
talking about? I'm
Yeah.
giving for a color.
My dad has rental property in the Fond du Lac area, but I have not been involved
So
in
anyway,
any
slow
roofing
down a little bit.
process.
Okay, yeah, because I could get pretty deep in the woods if I,
No, that's good. It's good.
this is what I know.
This
But
is
Both
You
are
know.
good. This is good
Yeah.
education.
a 3-tab, they're basically obsolete shingles, but they were used back in the day. It was just a slab shingle, and it was 3 tabs in one.
Okay.
One
And how is a shingle built? Let's even go a little history.
Okay, so at the manufacturing process, it starts out with a fiberglass mat. It's literally looks like a huge roll of toilet paper. It's white. It's
Got it.
fiberglass. You can see through it. It's like
Yep.
a screen on a window. And that's what starts. That's your
white.
base.
It's like a mesh.
It's a mesh.
Okay.
That's your foundation of a shingle.
Okay.
And there might be a mile or 2 miles in this big huge roll of fiberglass. It's 40. Ours is 52, 53, 44 inches wide, and so it runs through a machine, 300-yard long machine that makes shingles. So it goes through a shingle. The fiberglass mat itself gets heated up because then we pour hot asphalt. It goes through the super hot liquid asphalt, and we have to heat the mat up first, otherwise it would fracture if it was cold. So
Sure.
and then that liquid becomes a little bit more solid, but then we sprinkle granules on it. It's all computerized.
There's stone granules or granules of what? Petroleum or?
Nope. The granule itself is, we buy them from 3M Corporation, and they're gravel pits in Wausau, Wisconsin.
Oh.
So it's local.
Wow.
Our plant that makes shingles for this part of the country is in Shakopee, Minnesota, just south of the Twin Cities. We have like 9 or 10 roofing plants scattered throughout the United States. And
The granules are made. They're
right in Wausau. So 3M makes them for us. We have granule manufacturing facilities in other parts of the country.
So
but
for each color, you're mixing them granules up. And,
So it's a particle of sand.
yep.
They put a ceramic coating around them, and then they hot bake that paint finish on them to give it the color. So it goes through the plant. Granules get sprinkled on them. The sheet at that point is 40 or 52 or so inches wide, goes running down, and a roller press presses the granules into the asphalt, so they stay on. And then farther down the line, they get cut. It gets cut into a shingle.
It gets pressed. Some are pressed higher and some are raised up to give it that cedar shake appearance. No,
No?
not any.
That's what I think.
No, it's a 2-part shingle now. It's a laminate shingle. Getting with your architect
there we
shingle
go.
and
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
getting back to
The Premier shakes were one piece.
Premier shakes were a
Okay.
slab, and so was a 3-tab.
Yes,
that was just
right.
a one.
Right.
Now it's actually two parts of a shingle, and they're laminated together. So
Glued.
it gets cut, glued, laminate, and then glued
and that
together.
gives you that appearance.
Gives you that wood shake
and
appearance.
every shingle is mimicked off of a wood shake.
Correct.
That's really the look that you're trying to achieve.
Okay.
That's right.
People don't even hardly see the wood shakes anymore, but that's really what that harkens back to, that look that they're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
And then if you could speak a little bit, Paul, or you and I both can, for the uneducated, really the warranties really come down to the weight of the shingle, which is just more granules on it.
So
again, you hear a lot when you pick out shingles, you understand shingles, you hear a lot about weight and warranty.
So you're old school.
You can tell already, right?
that-
It's been a hot minute since I've done a shingle selection
Yes. That's
thing,
good.
right? Like I have.
So the old school
Paul's
was.
like, nope, that's not how it is.
That's not how it is.
I don't know. Somebody walks into the yard right now, like, I don't know, 50 year.
So the old school was that way.
Yeah.
A shingle weighed so much per square,
Yep.
so much per shingle.
225, I think.
We added
landmarks.
asphalt. No more granules, just the thickness of the asphalt. Still had the same amount of granules
Right,
on it.
okay.
So the thicker the asphalt was, increased the warranty as well.
Yep.
And then we thicken it even more. You get an original warranty. So back when I started, we had a 20-year, 30-year, 40-year. And then the warranties got bumped to a 25, 30, 40, then a 30, 40, 50. And now literally every shingle has a lifetime warranty.
Right, which,
But not because of weight.
okay, because of why? Why do the.
Because of the manufacturing process and the raw materials and all the R&D that goes into
improved
making
so
a
much.
shingle has improved over the years. So we can now, as an industry, not just CertainTeed, but as an industry, offer these better warranties because the product itself is manufactured better, more precisely.
Now, I'm going to do a huge Joel disclaimer, right? We should get like a siren. Right, the Joe Rogan conspiracy. Like, it's like the Joe Rogan conspiracy theory. You know, warranties in our industry, so beyond roofing, so this is not against roofing or anybody else. There's a marketing component with warranties, right? I could be talking about laundry machines or microwaves. And I poo-bah that, and, you know, every manufacturer gets mad at me, but a lifetime warranty, everything does, the devil's in the details, paragraph 7, paragraph 9. And at the end of the day, you know, and again, it's kind of selling direct, so it's up to the person that you bought it from and the contractor. Because a limited lifetime warranty is just that. It's limited. That's the key word. And what does it actually mean? And then in all of the things that we at least supply, or almost all of them, there's a labor component. So even if you get what is the cost of the shingle versus the labor is 25%, Paul? Is that maybe, or 50%? What do you guys figure?
Well, of just
if you had
the
to say,
shingle,
well, if I was going to go out and get a bid job, right? It's a $20,000 bid. I think 25% would be in the raw materials of the shingle versus the labor and the accessories. Is that probably about right?
So the material on a job is a little less than half of the entire job.
About 50%, right? And I've said that basically in anything. Like, I guess for anybody, it's little tips and tricks, right? If you're going to do a deck, if you're going to do a flooring job, and normally in our industry, it's the material, and you're like, well, I got to find a contractor and get a bid.
Then double it.
It's just double it.
Minimum.
It's pretty much minimum.
Double it.
Because not only that, you have permit fees and you have the dumpster fee and so
licensing and
it's not just the labor, you know. So, but you can at least double it. But it's a nice guide.
It is a guide. It's
if you walk in and saying, "Hey, my deck's gonna be $10,000," it's really gonna be 20 with a contractor. I got some excavation, other things, permits. Probably gonna be 25 when I'm all done. That's a nice comfort budget point. You don't have to get 3 bids to get that done. That's what it's gonna come in at. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So
that's helpful, right, Jules?
Very helpful.
Jules is looking like,
I'm like,
you'll learn more about roofing than you ever wanted to know today.
I'll be truthful. Every once in a while, and Marcus did the same thing on the podcast, they'll look at me and be like, oh, Joel actually knows the product. I'm like, well, no shit. I used to do this. Yeah. But I could tell. She just gave me a look of like, Joel actually knows the industry?
Well, you just said we don't change. So
it's easy. But also, it's like, I'm so far removed from helping a builder at the counter that I think most team members team members have no idea that I actually could do this if I needed to. Like, hey, don't make me ride the bike. I will ride the effing bike. Right? And I kind of get mad because I'm like, I can never do this. And they're like, can you? I'm like, dude, I can. I've done millions of these.
And I can still roof if I have to. Not that I want to. It's hard work.
Yes.
But if I know how to do it.
I can't, so don't call me for a roofing job.
Yeah, so I help out. And that's what I think helps in my job because I've actually done it.
Yes.
When I roofed, we did all roofs. We did barn roofs. We did church roofs. We did flat roofs because CertainTeed, we do sell and manufacture flat roofing products.
Drexel doesn't. Don't call us. Not our forte.
Flat roofing.
No, it's a different game. But we
sold
do
to a different clientele. So
we
it's just something we don't get into.
Yeah, we do manufacture flat roofing products or low slope products as well. So
I'm going to go a little sidebar.
Sure.
But something we talked about pre-podcast, I want to make sure we make clear. I want to give CertainTeed some kudos. So, like, you know, as you guys all know, I'm honest and transparent on these podcasts, and that makes Paul, he's probably already sweating. We're up 40. Well, you know, we're up 40% from year over year last year in bundles, and I want to thank CertainTeed for that.
We thank you.
Yeah. So we really, if you don't know that, nationally, building independent lumberyards, dealers, traditionally, and this isn't bashing anyone, it is a trend. I mean, you can read about it, Google about it. They're almost out of the shingle game. ABC, kudos to them, tough competition. They've done a great job of taking over that market and selling to roofers. Menards, obviously, Johnny Menards does his thing selling directly to consumer. We don't worry about them. That's a whole different deal. But selling to builders, a lot of lumberyards have given up on it and just don't stock shingles anymore. They're not in the game. Not only here in Wisconsin, nationwide. And every year for us, it was trending down. Paul sold it to us. I mean, every year we were ordering less and less and stocking less and less colors, and the writing was definitely on the wall. And you know, I'll do a little P.T. Barnum. Joel got involved and said, hey, either we're in this or we're out of this. And I challenged Paul personally and a few other manufacturers, hey, somebody's got to step up and help us. Because we just simply can't compete on price. But they would come back with, hey, Paul would say that, you know, you got to compete on volume. We'll help you, but you got to buy it. You know, you got what we use in the terms in the merchant world. We got to buy a shit ton.
Yep.
So it's like chicken and the egg, right? Basically.
Yeah, and you don't just need shingles. That's easy. You need all the parts and pieces that go with it.
And you need a complementary, and to compete,
sure,
you can't just look at data and say we're going to carry the top 3 colors, because that's when you kind of fail too. Either you're in the game or you're out of the game. Right. You can't say you're a, as you know, Jules, I love restaurant analogies. You can't say you're a steak joint and you just have tenderloin.
Right.
You're not really a steak joint.
Yeah.
Like, well, I have tenderloin and ribeye. It's still not a steak joint, right?
Yeah.
You're not a steak joint. You're not a fish place if you just have salmon and the perch.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to commit, and we finally committed last year. Huge shout out to Julie Freund, who's really gosh, she's just a wonderful team member, and she really challenged us and worked some of those angles, and we're up 40% in volume to builders, so we're back in the game big time.
Yes.
And we went through the process, and I was fairly certain we were not going to end up with CertainTeed roofing. If I had $100 to bet, I would have bet the $100 that we weren't. Right? And that wasn't because I didn't want to. I just didn't feel like they were going to listen. And I give it kudos to Paul and to CertainTeed. They came back really strong. I also give a kudos, which is why I was surprised they weren't number one in the market. We asked our builders if they were okay to switch. And through the last 3 years, our lineup with our inventory has really switched. And a lot of our builders for a lot of products says, Joel, give me a good product in this category, and I really don't care the brand. Brand name recognition in the industry has went way down. Used to be back in the days, people requested Anderson windows and this and that. I now call it a water softener conversation. Extremely important to the plumber, not important to the consumer. Right? I trust what the plumber is going to put in.
Sure.
I said somewhere there's a water softener guy going, no, my water softeners are the freaking best, and everybody knows it. I'm like, no, if the plumber goes, hey, we use this brand, not this brand, you cool? Like I use Delta, not Kohler. I don't even know if they make water softeners. I'm like, dude, whatever. Like, do you have problems with yours? No, ours are great. Same thing with shingles. That brand name used to be a thing. I say it this way: there used to be a Craftsman by Sears, right? You would chase the product and not the brand. In the last 20 years, you now chase the company and not the product. I chase Amazon, you chase Target, you don't chase the product within it. Your wife's place, right? Well, what brands does she have? We didn't ask that. It's boutique-y. I go to that store and I trust her. So our industry is the same way. So I don't think we're going to end up with CertainTeed, and we challenged them against other competitors, and they had very, very, very strong. They wanted our business very strongly, and CertainTeed won out. So we're happy to support you.
Yeah, and we're happy too.
We've got a large lineup.
Yeah, it's one thing with CertainTeed. We have the most different shapes, styles, price ranges, looks, appearances of any manufacturer.
Which makes it also difficult as a distributor / supplier. We consider ourselves a distributor. Because you have to inventory so much.
We have a lot.
But if you don't, you can't compete.
But we have a lot to offer. It's like
a large commitment.
It's like that, car dealerships. Do they have one truck sitting on their lot? No. They got a lot. Right. A lot of different colors, a lot of different
takes up
features.
Takes up a lot of space. Takes up a lot of money. Takes up a lot of time to manage the inventory. It does. So it's I'm glad we're back in though, Paul.
Well, and I can follow up with that. So I asked a larger roofer in Wisconsin. I said, hey, what percent of your homeowners specifically are asking for a brand, any brand? 3%. That have done the research, they know, or maybe they saw a neighbor. Hey, I like that roof.
Or they got burned.
And then they don't want.
I bet 2/3 got third. Like never this brand. Yeah. I mean, normally the negative overcomes the positive, right? It's just human nature.
So it's So the brand. That's why we want to go through our certified contractor program and through distribution, that partnership, that 3-way partnership, for them to use CertainTeed.
How do you become a certified contractor?
You call me.
Okay.
Really, I have to certify a guy. I get with their crews.
Can you throw the number out?
I'm sorry?
Can you throw your number out?
My cell phone number?
Or how do you, they call you. So if there's a contractor who's like, I want to be certified, call you. Like, what channel do they have to go through? Well, typically
through distribution first.
So call
a sales guy. Call you. You're dealing with a contractor.
Right, so call our quarterback. Call one of our salespeople, Julie Freund. Then
Julie will then contact me. Okay. And then what I usually do.
Don't call me directly. Johnny Roofer, you ain't getting my cell phone, bro.
So then what I do is I vet them through you. Hey, does this guy even pay his bills?
Right.
I mean, our certified.
We're the filter.
You're the filter. It's an education-based program. I do the certification. I do the training for the applicators as well as the sales guys.
And the advantage to them is
warranties?
Extended warranties or premium warranties over a non-certified contractor.
Which would they go market that to their consumer?
Marketing, and they get on our website then as a certified. So if somebody goes to CertainTeed.com, we're going to send them people who are obviously certified CertainTeed.
Yep.
And that's a huge, huge part of our business is them, because they can offer. Because when you go to Best Buy and you buy a TV, what's the first thing they ask?
Extended
you want to extend? What do we say?
Right.
No, of course not.
No.
But you go to these roofers and
somebody's saying yes. I gotta figure out who's saying yes.
So we do a very good job in Wisconsin with our certified contractor program. A lot of warranties are sold, extended warranties, over and above the normal warranty. So a good contractor network you need for that. And then you guys, by bringing in all the parts and pieces that I talked about, because in that roof, it needs to be the CertainTeed system,
right?
Not just the shingles,
right?
Yes.
And then go to Menards or another place and buy another brand of ice and water, felt, whatever. So it has to be a roof
voids
system.
The warranty total.
No, it doesn't void it warranty, but it limits
the warranty.
Limits the warranty down to just a shingle versus a system warranty. Where we're going to replace all the parts and pieces too of CertainTeed brand. That's a huge difference.
Yeah, I'd say.
And it's finicky.
Difference.
Yeah.
You can tell Jules it gets a little detailed.
Okay.
It gets very detailed. That's why I need to be involved.
Warranties are very tricky, very tricky.
So what I recommend and what I tell would be your quarterbacks, you're going to do the first upfront vetting a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't expect you're not going to know the program.
Right,
Like I am. So then call me in, and I come in and go over with the contractor. It's a big deal. It's very important to our contractors that they're certified with other manufacturers as well. It's a good benefit for all roofing manufacturers.
And because people are very skeptical about roofers, they get a bad rep in the industry and the consumer. And I think saying, "Hey, I'm certified," the manufacturers know about me, and they haven't pulled my certification. It's nice to be to kind of drop those lines.
You get that certificate.
Sure.
It's hard to be. It's hard to be kind of. It's an easy way for them to be vetted to the consumer.
It definitely benefits. So,
okay.
But so just changing gears a little bit. What we're seeing in the general market nationwide is the way the insurance companies are dealing with roofs.
Okay.
Where in some states, including Wisconsin, they're going, say your roof is 15 years old, time for a new roof. Well, your roof might be perfect. It might not be.
Right.
But no, we're not going to insure your roof anymore. We'll insure your home,
right?
But not your roof. Or your roof turns into ACV, actual cash value, rather than RCV, replacement cost value.
Yeah.
So the insurance companies are making a major push and driving the roofing industry. Is it help shinglers? Of course, because they're forcing people to. But is it necessary? Not in all situations.
Okay.
So that's a major deal in the roofing industry and the insurance industry. On top of that, and on top of that, now they're requiring contractors, not requiring, but you can become fortified certified in roofing and building. A fortified home, have you heard the fortified homes yet?
I'm hanging on every word. I don't know.
It's coming.
Okay.
In Wisconsin. It's in Florida. It's in other states, but it's coming to Wisconsin. So the home has to be built a certain way. The codes are different. So I'll speak just to roofing because I don't know how to build a house, but I know how to roof. The applicator has to be certified, fortified certified, and then all of our products need to be fortified certified, which they are. So an applicator can still use our products and be fortified, and then they have to do some different application things where they, like on a tear-off, they literally have to nail all the sheeting down better again. They got to tape every seam. There's some other application things.
As we at Drexel in the industry are trying to drive costs down.
100%.
That just drives cost. Get me on the Joe Rogan
when they talk about your affordable housing. But now the benefit to a homeowner is they're going to have a better roof system, and they could potentially get a break on their homeowner's insurance premiums.
Right.
So save a little money there, may recoup that upfront cost.
Right. And then my tinfoil goes, but how many people's homes are leaking from their roof?
Because of the shingles?
Yeah.
No.
Correct. So fortifying to me is
it's an insurance thing. It's coming our way.
It's
coming to a state near you. I'll just say that because it's already in other states.
So again, get involved in lobbyists, and again, when you say states, that's just because it's the government. So government's overreach, government overbearing, and as they go one side of their mouth, they're saying we're going to give you money, we need affordable housing. but we need 6 more hangers and 7 more studs and more insulation.
And you hear about the
and
hurricane
more green
clips in
and hurricane
Florida,
clips.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, but hurricane clips in Florida all of a sudden are in Wisconsin and they're standard, and I haven't had a lot of hurricanes.
No, we haven't.
No.
I've not seen a house ever knocked over in Wisconsin by the wind, right? Ever. Like a standing house. I mean, tornadoes, yes.
Tornado,
so
yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
But not like Huff and Puff, Big Bad Wolf blows it down because he didn't have enough hangers.
Nope.
Here we are. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
I'm going to need another carbless. Moving on. That's a bad path for Joel.
I know. But it's happening, so just
Yes. Yeah,
No,
thank you
it's
for
good.
sharing
It's
the
that.
contractors need to be
Good
aware of it.
awareness.
No,
Yes,
totally understood.
100%.
I can't change something.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, we're in a new year, 2026. What's something you're excited about or CertainTeed is excited about?
Why are we winding up our time here? Or?
It goes by
is.
fast.
Okay.
It really does.
Well, one thing I want to preach before that is
yeah.
Jules is good at her job. He would just, I would just ramble on
so
for
you
3-4 hours.
guys. I mean, I worked with Julie on this, and you guys brought in our NorthGate shingles as stock.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So the NorthGate shingle, NorthGate ClimateFlex.
And then Paul can't say this, but I will say as a Drexel at a very good price point. That's not what Paul's saying, but I'm saying that.
I stay away from pricing. I don't even know the pricing.
Yeah, which is fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's about 3 layers above me.
He plays no favorites.
No,
and he shouldn't.
I
That's
just
fine.
want to sell shingles.
But so do we, and we aggressively stocked and aggressively priced these shingles. So go ahead.
So the NorthGate ClimateFlex, and this is part of being driven by the insurance companies again. They're impact resistant shingles. So they're class 4 impact resistant. The fancy term is polymer modified asphalt.
And impact, again, we are alluding to the fact of hail.
Hail.
Right,
Oh,
right.
yep. Okay.
Hail. They're not 100%
not you sitting on it.
An impact.
It's not going to be a crash with a car. We're talking about hail damage.
Hail damage.
Which is a nice way to say impact.
Impact resistant,
Right.
IR, because they're not 100% hail resistant.
Right, because you say hail, then it's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
if it hail, impact.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the insurance
matter.
companies, because the biggest cost for the insurance industry is weather events, and hail being number one in that category.
Yeah.
So
Westman Mutual themselves, who show to Westman Mutual, they print money, right? They'll take a loss in a given month because Arkansas had hail damage,
that's
right?
right. Yeah.
And gosh forbid insurance companies can't. If they're not printing money for 6 days, they're going to start changing some stuff around.
So they're the driving force behind the technology, and quite honestly, it's a better shingle. These rubberized asphalt, they can handle more of an impact if something is ice and sleet or hail.
And that is a problem. There's a hail damage that your shingles are going to be compromised, and that's why people switch over to steel and all the alternates.
That's right. Okay. So we want a shingle that can withstand more of an impact. And we get some hail in Wisconsin. We're not hail, but Texas, Oklahoma, Denver.
Yeah. But we get
Nebraska,
enough.
We get enough, but it's nothing. It's nothing compared to.
Well, when we do it, might impact 500 homes. And when they get it, might impact 50,000 homes, or 100,000, or 500,000.
Few 100,000.
Yeah, right. And they're much more populated areas in some of those sections too.
Yeah.
So.
It is.
That's a good point.
So these will. So the
but
insurance companies
we've had them in Wisconsin. I mean, Fox Valley and different pockets. Again, 500 homes, 1,000 homes.
Yeah, we're not. We're not Dallas, Texas, where they get them. All the time, or Houston, or something like that. So, but they withstand more hail. So the insurance companies like it because then they don't have to replace that roof, or buy that roof.
Yeah.
And for a homeowner, for up here in our climate, it's a much better shingle because in cold temperatures like today, if somebody's shingling, they're very pliable, very flexible. They don't get real stiff and brittle like a normal shingle.
Which is very, very hard to shingle today when it's 10 degrees out.
Well, I guarantee you somebody's doing it.
Yes, but it's difficult.
It's difficult.
Yes.
And even delivering them, you have to warm the shingles up so they're not frozen together.
But these shingles are more conducive to cold weather.
Okay.
So more applicator friendly. So that's
pliable, I think would be the
pliable. So they're called polymer modified asphalt shingles, or rubberized shingles is the common term that Jules might understand.
Got you. Thank you
so
for that.
That's a big deal.
Okay.
It's a big deal, and that segment of our product category is growing substantially. The normal shingles, like your Landmark, your stock Landmark, are actually decreasing, but the polymer modified asphalts are.
The trend's going that way.
The trend's going that way.
And Drexel and Julie, as the merchant, has been smart enough to see the trend coming in.
Not to get ahead of it, but jump on it.
Yeah, jump on it.
Yeah.
Slightly proactive.
Yeah.
At least not reactive.
Yeah.
Correct.
At least we're not late to the game.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep. We're still in the early phase,
right? It's like the new.
Yeah.
Yes, we have sourdough bread.
Yeah.
But it's the way to go.
Comp. That's a good comp.
That is.
The sourdough conspiracy of 2026 is going to be another podcast.
Because in my opinion,
it's everywhere.
the best shingle we make, best bang for your buck, would be the NorthGate shingle.
Okay.
just
Very
based
good.
on colors, the polymer modified asphalt, the user friendliness of it.
Yeah.
It's the way to go.
Exciting.
Yeah. Will that be at the expo?
It
Yeah,
will.
absolutely.
We'll be
Okay.
displaying it. So
Awesome.
And
Yeah.
again, it's going to be post Expo, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe, hopefully.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, other than that, our goal at CertainTeed is our company motto is not to be the biggest. We want to be the preferred vendor, the asked for vendor, and make the world a better home. Like I said, we make a lot of, like these sealant tiles might.
He's a good rep. Like, we
He
hardly
is.
ever let anybody do an infomercial
I
here,
mean,
but he's
it's
on
good,
it.
though.
He weaved it in. He got it
I
done.
know.
Okay,
I bet-
keep
I'm like,
going.
tell me more, tell me more.
Get your infomercial.
Well, I got,
Be a salesman. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, so we make a lot of different I just represent the roofing.
Yeah.
But we do make the drywall.
What was
on
your
these
model
walls.
again? I interrupted.
Making
his
the
whole
world
speech.
a better home.
Okay.
Yeah, the
By
ask for
manufacturing, we're a manufacturing company worldwide. Saint-Gobain too. We make
yeah.
glass and all this other stuff. Your Bud Light beer bottles might be Saint-Gobain.
Right.
But anyway, so we make a lot of different products for the home. We want to capture as much in that home as we possibly can, from interior drywall, insulation, ceiling to exterior, your siding, your house wrap, and your roofing.
You don't do windows anymore, I don't.
We don't.
think. Used to.
We used to.
I am
Okay.
old. That's a long time ago.
We used to. So
That's decades
So that's our goal. That's our focus. That's our mission. And we want to make lightweight, sustainable products. So lighter weight is easier on freight, saves everybody money,
Right. And easier to install, typically.
and easier to install.
It might be
So-
one person instead of two.
So that's my
Thank
billboard
you. No.
pitch here.
Yeah.
So for
Would that be
CertainTeed.
your personal billboard? Any other message you want to leave us with?
Other than thank you very much.
very
Oh,
good.
that's his
look-
billboard.
Hey,
He's
we'll take
CertainTeed
it.
the billboard.
Yes.
CertainTeed.
Company man till the grave.
Yeah,
That's
well,
right. Retire. Hire to retire.
hire until you retire at
Yeah.
CertainTeed.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure. Cool.
So yeah, no, it's a good run. It's a company that our culture is not just being the biggest.
Right.
But I go to these sales meetings. I've been to 20, whatever of them, and never once to say we need to be the biggest guy out there. Other companies are that way,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Which is fine.
And then you sacrifice quality and all the other
Yes.
stuff.
Right.
So our focus is we do very
We say bigger isn't better, better is better.
better is better. Our money doesn't go towards marketing quite as much. We're getting better at marketing. We actually rely on you and contractors to do our marketing.
Relationships, yeah.
Which again is smart because of brand name
Yeah.
recognition, right?
Our focus on making R&D and quality.
Yeah.
That's what our plants. That's where a lot of our investment goes to. So,
Well,
That's
Paul,
so thank you very much.
Yeah.
This is
Thank
awesome.
you so much. We appreciate it. That's all we got. Peace
That's
and
it.
love.
Always
All
a different
the
vibe with the
things.
manufacturer.
I
Paul, you've been
know.
great.
Thank you so
very much.
much.
Thank you. Peace and love.
Yes,
Peace and love.
peace and
157.
love.
We out.
All right,
Out.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah. Thank you very much.